Hi, Jamie. It's Ben O'Shea from the West Australian in Perth, Australia.
Yes, I know where you are, and I'm trying to see what's on your shelf because it's all very scary looking. Yes, it's all
It's hard
just
to say, is that
yes, I know, there you go. To
the
be or not to
skull?
be, that is the question.
Yeah,
I see
indeed.
it.
That is the question. Hopefully, I've got better questions than that for you today.
Okay, but that's maybe one of the great questions, right? To be or not to be.
It is. It is. But how are you feeling right now? Does it feel like Halloween is ending for you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, I am. I'm on the farewell tour. I'm on the Laurie Strode farewell tour. I cry on the daily. I have a lot of feelings, a lot of emotion in me. I'm getting a lot of attention. I'm getting a lot of attention, which is super fun and really nice and overwhelming. And it's very hard to rationalize it and to put it into any context other than just the receiving of it and just kind of just being in the flow of it all, not trying to control it or, you know, I'm just letting it come.
Just letting it wash over you and
A
trying
little
not
bit.
to be swept away in it.
Yeah, just trying to hold my ground, keep my center, and then let all the feelings come. And I've shared my feelings, very openly.
And so, because you first played Laurie Strode as a 19-year-old, and now in Halloween Ends, and in the H40 trilogy, she's a grandmother. She's a pretty kick-ass grandma, I reckon. I guess, what has Laurie meant to you? Like, of all the characters, the amazing characters that you've played in your career, where does Laurie sit?
Oh, sit at the head of the freaking table, man. It's her table. She built the table. She created the table. She's been kind enough to let other people sit at it for a long time, but it's her table. I'm going to be dead, like we all will, at some point, and it will read Halloween actress dies. Bun. It's inevitable. And it's not an inevitable, the word inevitable is not a bad thing. It is an inevitable thing. It is the expectation, and it's due to the tremendous impact Laurie Strode has had on fans, mostly on fans, but because of those fans, on the films and the success of the films, and then because of the fans and the success of the films, the wave of establishment for me as an actress, the top of a heap of a genre as an actress, a financial life as a human being, and an ongoing till the day I die fan base, which is reverential to Laurie Strode because of what she means to them, and by her meaning something to them, I mean something to them, and it's a intertwined Gordian knot of love and appreciation, and it's groovy and overwhelming.
Yeah, reverence. They damn well should be reverential about Laurie. And on the flip side of that, of course, you've got Michael Myers, who's been with you as well for 44 years. Like, what do you feel now when you look at that face?
So I try not to. I'm not a method actor, although I know many people who are, and they're great. I don't need that level of immersion to be able to do my job, so I choose to continue to stay Jamie and Laurie kind of, and have a very clear demarcation line. Ah, my phone's going off. Look at that. I have people. By the way, my ringtone is "Where's My Jamie?" Literally a song called "Where's My Jamie?" And I stay apart from each other. I don't want to look at that mask. I don't want to look at him. I don't talk to them. We don't. It's not. We are. It's not. There isn't this big sort of like happy Halloween family. It's respect for, again, the audience. If I treated this trivially, if I told you, oh yeah, he and I hang out. I read something today. I'm trying to remember where it was. Oh, it's Christian Bale, who, by the way, one of my favorite movies ever with my daughter was Newsies. And if you haven't seen it lately, people, Christian Bale sings and dances his little tuchus off. He's so great in that movie. But now as an actor, he is a method actor. He immerses into a role. And he says, I don't want to know the people I'm working with. I don't want to know. I can't act. He says, I can't act with somebody if I know them as a person and they have kids and our kids. Like, he separates. I do that to a degree without the immersion part of it. And so the Michael of it all, as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't exist because I have to stay true to just Laurie and her work. And when we come into conflict, when we come into collision with each other, it's a collision.
Which you have come into collision many times over the years. How many times do you think you've stabbed him, shot him, burnt him, crushed him?
You know, some other film fan will come up with those numbers. I don't, it's funny, I don't think about it that way. As I said, I'm a practical person. I just apply sort of what's in front of me each day. I'm not nostalgic. I don't hold on to deep nostalgia for the past. I respect the past for both the challenges and the gifts that the past has yielded. And there have been, of course, both. What I've learned, the lessons learned, and then move forward. And, in the new movie, Halloween Ends, Laurie is trying to move forward. She is trying to heal. She is getting some help. She is inching forward from the catastrophic tragedy of losing her daughter. And that's Jamie. I'm very similar.
Well, I think it's a key aspect of this film, right? Like how you deal with trauma, how you get over things that have come to define you. And Laurie has her own strategy. She's writing a book in the movie. She's trying to get past some of this stuff. Why do you think she never left Haddonfield?
Well, I have two things to say about that. The first is you never get over a tragedy like that. There's nobody who's lost a child who gets over it. You learn to live with the pain. You learn to numb the pain, soften the edges of the pain so that it isn't just a sharp wound every day. But that pain never goes away for good. And I know too many people in reality who've lost people tragically, and that doesn't go away. So it's an attempt at healing. It's an attempt at processing grief and pain so that you can move forward, but it never goes away. And the second part of your question was, why didn't she leave? Haddonfield is where she lives. And in H2O, the posit of that movie was that Laurie Strode was on the run. That Laurie Strode left Haddonfield, changed her name, and was living an assumed identity in another place, as if Michael wouldn't find her. And we did that once. And the posit of that movie was, when you're on the run, you're never alive, because you can't, if you're constantly on the run, you're constantly looking over your shoulder. So the big finale of that movie was this woman who's been on the run finally decides to lock the gate, throw away the key, and say, okay, I'm dead running. So I'm going to take a chance that if you die, I have a chance at life. That's a very different place than we find the Laurie in this movie. Running isn't freedom. Running is running. Freedom is the relief and release of something, and that's what Laurie is trying for. By staying there, she's defying Michael. saying you can't knock me off my land. You can't do it.
What is the goal here then? Is it, and for the audience as well, I mean, is it catharsis? Is it satisfaction?
Ending. And in ending, catharsis, satisfaction, frustration, shock, awe, fear, resolve, tenacity, endurance, perseverance, grief, love, hope, finality. I mean, let's get a thesaurus out. I mean, it's a big swing movie. Hatred, the internet, victim shaming. I mean, it's a big swing by David Gordon Green, who is an inventive and brave filmmaker. And it's a big ass swing, and it lands. So
yeah,
that's what we're going for here.
Yeah. And it lands all right. Like, I think, and it honors John Carpenter as well, which I think the film does so well. Like, I remember as a kid, like watching Halloween on VHS, maybe 10 years old or something like that, and being terrified. These days, it seems that, we really wrap our children in cotton wool and try and prevent them from having experiences that in our childhood were really quite common, watching Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween or whatever it might be. These days, kids are instead exposed to horrors on the internet, on social media. Do you think that's actually worse?
Oh, it's so much worse because it's personal. See, movies are movies. Those aren't real. You're not, you know what I mean? They're movies. But the internet is a portal into you. It's inter-you-net. It's just you. You have a device. You're looking at it. It's coming at you. And the bile-filled hatred that is funneled into that portal, opening right into you for a young person, the bullying. And, in America this week, we had this American bully, Kanye West, go after this fashion editor.
Yeah.
What the is happening? Because it's just this vile hatred poured. It's like the more followers you have, that's your army. And somebody says it's war. What the are you talking about? You're basically, it's, January 6th all over again. You're taking these, but these are now strangers. These are millions and millions and millions of people coming through that portal into hatred of a human being. And if you're a teenager and you're, whatever version of that is going on in your teenage life, it's horrible. It's horrible. And I am lucky my kids made it through really on the soft edge of it all. They both got through into adulthood before the onslaught of this vicious, bile-filled world we now live in. And for those parents watching this, there's a parent vote, which is you don't have real privacy if it's a public forum until you're an adult legally. Like, I am responsible for you until you're an adult. And until you're an adult, I have access to what you're looking at and what's coming into you. And it has to be an open society and a family, because if not, those kids are locked in a room being told that they're ugly and fat and don't deserve to live, and they're kids who are killing themselves. And the parents are like, I didn't know. Well, we have to know in this society today. Look what happened in Haddonfield. Look at what happens to Laurie Strode. They turn on her. On Laurie Strode, they turn on. It's just,
blame her.
it's a metaphor for all of us today in society.
You pretend like you moved on, but you're actually just obsessed with death.
And we all, I'm not a Pollyanna. I'm not a total innocent with my head in the clouds. I know the world. And there's constructive criticism. I get it. If you're a public person, you say what you need to say, and people are going to have a different opinion. Okay. But there is no defense for bullying. There is none. Bullies are bullies. And I hope we as a society can, can do something about it.
Yeah, well, if people like you with a platform, Jamie Lee, speaking about it, I think is so important.
It is.
And I congratulate you for it. I congratulate you for this movie. Our time has come to an end. It is always a pleasure talking to you. We hope to see you in Australia soon.
Thanks a lot. God bless you all. Take good care. Thanks.